So now we are going to do this part. Now set up your workstation, which is what basically install the chefdk. You can just do yum install. That's the command I showed you. Okay, call. These are the commands I showed you. So you basically install the chefdk. This is just so that you can follow along between what is posted in learnstuff.io and what I am trying to do here. So only difference is instead of doing it the setup your workstation on your workstation, we are running this on an AWS instance. So I just changed the approach here because everybody has different workstations. Somebody has Windows 7, somebody has Windows 10, somebody else has Mac, somebody has Fedora, somebody else has Ubuntu, and it's very hard to troubleshoot issues across all these environments. So it's simpler to just take an AWS instance, rel 7 instance, which is what most of the server environments use, and then just use rel 7 instance and install chef and then get going. That way I don't have to deal with 10 different versions of the same tutorial. So that's about it. There is not a very big reason other than to have a standard that aligns with the current server environment, which or current standard which most organizations use. Okay, so this is the part we have done. Now the next part is authenticate with the chef server. Here we are basically just going to check if we can log into the OpsWorks. Okay, so now basically like knife SSL check. Okay, so let's get going. um, okay, so if you look, what it does is it uses the .chef folder. It uses the contents of the .chef folder, which is like private.pem knife.rb cs search, and then it connects to it. Okay, so this is the dashboard. If you look at it, it matches R4QE, R4QE. It matches everything. Okay, so it uses the CS search to connect to the SSL, and also it uses the private.pem to connect to that OpsWorks server. Okay, knife SSL check. So it is able to connect to the box. So knife SSL is you going to use the file under it is going to use this PEM file. Okay, I just want to show the first few lines of the file. I don't want to show all the ones because it has my password, or not really password, the okay, this is what basically it is. Okay, same thing with the private.pem file. Okay, so this is what it is. So now we did the knife. Okay, so just like for the sake of fun, I just moved to another directory and did. Okay, so it failed connection because it didn't know what to connect to and all that, so it tried to connect to localhost and it failed. So now let's cd into the correct folder. Okay, so now it connected. So this is the part where we verified this knife SSL check, and now logging into the chef's dashboard, we have that. We have logged into the dashboard. Okay, so now we are done until this point. Okay, so now go to the next step. Okay, so just like get the cookbook from GitHub. Now there is a cookbook called Learn Chef HTTPD. So we are just going to get that, and then keep moving forward. So see you in the next section.